If I do not, I'm my own enemy. If I do not put the significance on discipline. Because you have your thoughts and your discipline. Only your discipline will carry you through your tough moments. Only your discipline will do it. I lived in a house years back. We didn't even have water in the house. The water got cut off. A pipe busted all through the house. I spoke in that temple through the house while water was running out the walls. I was speaking during this. The water went off. A lot of people abandoned the temple and left because of the water condition. I stayed there in the house, given the water condition. It was the winter time. So I began to take the snow, and I always mention this story. Well, I had all type of black devils coming to me was saying, you see where you at? I told you if you work with me, I can get you some of this money. You ain't got to be like this. Huh? You don't have to live in this condition. Let's get this money. Let's get in this white supremacist system and get some paper. What you doing? They wouldn't buy me a bottle of water. They used a circumstance where they should have helped as an opportunity to sell me on the system. Do you follow what I'm saying? But I had the integrity to tell them, hell no. I will not work with this white man by any means necessary. I will learn how we can do our own thing no matter what I have to go through. I will be independent from doing anything with this damn devil. And I went outside and got me a cup of snow water. Let it melt. I even had green tea ice cups. You hear what I'm saying? This was the level of integrity I had. I could have broke down, got a job, came up with some quick stuff, smiled in some cracker face, got something done, right? Or smiled in some black devil face and got something going. But I said, no, I'm going to have to be creative. My discipline to integrity to nation building would not allow me to break down given that situation. And I'm not saying my discipline could not have even been higher and further. But I'm saying it was enough for me to choose getting that snow water. I didn't even give a black devil the benefit of saying, I told you so, that nation shit ain't gonna work. Come get you some water. Do you hear me? I didn't even give them that much satisfaction. But I had the discipline to do it. I didn't have the water. The electricity had to be turned off because the water was running through the house. I was eating dry oatmeal. Drinking snow water, eating dry oatmeal. The heat was so off in the house that the food, the kitchen water was frozen. The food was frozen in the kitchen, just sitting out. I'm making a point here. My discipline. But I'm so glad. Because some people say, you know, you could have been doing better than that. You didn't have to be in that situation. What you think? Nation building is poverty? I'm so glad of the discipline that I had that taught me that I could make it through any situation or circumstance with complete integrity to black supremacy. That strengthened in me that there is no circumstance that I cannot survive through as a black supremacist. So many black people break down every day out of fear of not being able to make it through circumstances. Every day. Well, if we do that, now I have my job, and now I have this, and I have that. How am I going to make it? You'll make it. But you got to come into the knowingness of that you can make it. And the pressure won't even work on you again because they use the pressure of the fear by not having control of your destiny to keep you locked into their reality. They take advantage of that. If you was completely secure within yourself, you would never be under them. But they offer you security with your fear mixed with your uncertainty. You follow what I'm saying? They come and say, well, I'm going to offer you a career. That means that's the way you're going to eat and live and sleep. for the rest of your life. Is that what a career is? But that ain't even guaranteed because they land people off. But they give you at least this illusion. And that illusion at least allows you to sleep at night, right? I'm telling you that you can learn to live outside of that illusion. And be all right. And that other ideas and other ways to secure your survival will begin to open up for you. And in that area which would open up, you will be a black supremacist. If there is no way to open up for us to survive completely outside of the European, then what are we trying to do talking about freedom? It doesn't exist. Unless there is a way, right? How do we find out the way? By stepping away from the way of white supremacy. We will never find it. Oh, I'm working the way of black supremacy, so eventually I can find out. I'm working with the white supremacist institution, so eventually I can find out how we can do this for ourselves. Bullshit. The only way you can find out how we can do it for ourselves is by, guess what? Doing it for ourselves. And having integrity and discipline to doing it for ourselves. And growing and progressing and mastering doing it for ourselves. And it reveals itself to us bit by bit, piece by piece. But in order to do that, it takes discipline. And I'm sharing a discipline with people. An enlightened discipline that will turn them into supreme beings in black sovereignty, black enlightenment, and black nation building. They will be able to stand. And with more people in that stance, in that posture, in that meditation, in that devotion, where then will we be as a people? Not with more people trying to save the world. Not with more people trying to solve the solutions of the entire community through panel meetings, rally discussions, and organizational unities and alliances and networking. No. Where would the community be with more people with that stance? You tell me. Because we got all the other stuff. We got people out there networking and creating alliances and wanting to unify with every group and bring black organizations together to create better relations. We got people doing that. And where are we? How many people do we have that have said no to white supremacy and yes to black supremacy? How many people do we have doing that? How many people have taken a non-compromising position with these Europeans? How many? Not many. We can't find them. We cannot find them. So we need more of that. So we bringing people here. And they will fortify the position by being transformed into it, by cultivating the discipline within themselves. That's a fact. And when we do that, then we will have a community of that. If we don't do that, we'll have a community of that that's already going on out there. We just set it up and did all the work. But we're not even challenging them. We're saying, well, black people need housing, black people need this, black people need this. Black people need to change. They need to be challenged to cultivate the discipline to live for the elevation of themselves as a people and no one else. That's what they need. Because until they do that, all leadership is temporary. All periods of achievement are temporary. Eras, movements, temporary. But when they change at the most microscopic level, that's permanent. And it will take years for that type of doing to be undone. It will take time for that to be undone. It won't be like just a little movement that come and get destroyed and now, okay, what happened to them? It's not going to happen. Movements can be destroyed. Organizations can be destroyed. But disciplines always carry on. Even if it's a few people doing it, then it turns into 100 people doing it, it turns to 1,000 people doing it. The discipline will always live. This is the exaltation of a discipline, of the manifestation of the highest achievement for black people. So why it looks like a movement, because we are reaching people, talking to people, and what we're doing has us manifest significant change in our community. It looks like a movement, but it's not. It's a discipline, not a movement.